Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our English Slow podcast. Today, we're talking about something simple but super important, daily routines and how they shape our day. And of course, I'm here with Tom. How's it going, Tom?
Hey everyone, I'm doing pretty well today actually. I had a relaxed morning, so I feel more awake than usual. And I'm excited to talk about this topic because my routine changes a lot, and I always try to figure out what works best for me.
That's great. So, Tom, let me start by asking, what does your normal morning look like? I mean, on a regular weekday, what do you usually do from the moment you wake up?
Well, when my alarm goes off, I usually hit the snooze button because I always need a few extra minutes. Then I finally get up, stretch a little, and go straight to the kitchen. I make myself a cup of coffee, that's the first thing, always. Without coffee, I really can't get going.
Totally understand. I'm exactly the same. For me, coffee is like a small morning ritual that helps me wake up properly. You know, some people drink water with lemon or do yoga, but I prefer something simple.
Right. And after coffee, I usually check my phone, which is probably a bad habit, but I do it anyway. I look at messages, emails, and sometimes I scroll through social media, even though I always tell myself I shouldn't.
Same here. It's one of those habits that's hard to change. But actually, I've been trying recently to cut down on phone time in the morning. I realized it sometimes makes me stressed before the day even begins.
That makes sense. When I see a stressful email at 7 a.m., I already feel like I'm behind on everything. So I'm also trying to stay away from my phone a bit more.
Do you ever plan out your day in the morning?
Sometimes, yes. If I know I'm going to have a busy day, I write down a short to-do list. It helps me stay on track, even if I don't follow it perfectly.
I think writing things down really helps. It gives your mind some space, you know?
Absolutely. And speaking of routines, people often think routines have to be perfect or productive, but I don't think that's true. I think routines should help you feel stable, not stressed.
Exactly. A routine is not a competition. It's just a way to support your day, to set the tone for everything that comes after. By the way, Tom, do you ever feel guilty when you don't follow your routine perfectly? Like when you plan to wake up early, but then you oversleep or you forget something important?
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes, when I skip my morning routine, or when I put off something important, I start feeling bad about it. I tell myself, come on, you should have done better. But honestly, life happens, and I'm slowly learning to be less strict with myself.
Yeah, I totally get that. I used to feel the same way. But lately, I'm trying to be kinder to myself because some days are just harder than others. And routines are not supposed to make life harder. They're supposed to help us get through the day with a bit more peace.
Exactly. And, some days are super productive. But on other days, you're just trying to survive, finish your tasks, and go to bed without losing your mind. And that's completely fine.
Do you have a specific routine for stressful days? Something that helps you calm down or deal with anxiety? Good question. When I'm stressed, I usually try to step outside for a few minutes. Even a short walk helps me clear my head. Fresh air really changes my mood. That's nice. I also try to take small breaks when I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I turn on relaxing music or even a podcast. Just 5 minutes can help me reset.
Yeah, breaks are magic. And talking to someone helps too. When I feel really overwhelmed, I call a friend or my sister and we just talk it out. After that, everything feels lighter.
I love that. Talking things out makes a huge difference. I sometimes write down my thoughts, especially when they're messy. It helps me sort through what's actually important.
Do you ever do meditation in the morning?
Sometimes, but not regularly. I try to stick to it, but I usually forget or feel too lazy. But when I do it, even for 5 minutes, it makes my day calmer.
Same here. Meditation is one of those habits I really want to build, but it's difficult to keep up with.
Let's talk about breakfast, because I know a lot of people skip breakfast completely. What about you?
Honestly, I eat breakfast only on days when I feel hungry. Sometimes I just have another cup of coffee. But when I do eat, I like something simple, like toast, yogurt, or oatmeal.
Oatmeal is great, especially when you're in a hurry. I usually grab something quick too. Unless it's the weekend, then I enjoy a slower breakfast.
Do you think routines change depending on the season? Like, is your winter routine different from your summer routine?
Definitely. In winter, I need more time to wake up. It's cold, it's dark, and I always struggle to get out of bed. But in summer, I feel more energetic and I enjoy starting the day earlier.
Same here. The sunlight in the morning really helps. I feel like it gives me a natural push.
Another thing I've been trying recently is preparing things the night before, like choosing clothes, packing my bag, and making sure the kitchen is clean.
Oh, yes, that helps so much. When the apartment is organized in the morning, I feel more relaxed. But if I wake up to a mess, I already feel stressed.
Do you ever listen to music to get in the mood for the day?
Oh, yes. Music is a huge mood booster. Sometimes I put on upbeat songs to wake myself up, and sometimes I play something soft if I need a calm start.
What about exercise? Do you exercise in the morning?
Sometimes, yes. If I have enough time, I do a short workout, like 10 or 15 minutes. It helps me feel energized. But I don't force myself every day.
So, Tom, we talked a lot about mornings, but I'm curious, how does your midday routine look? Like, when you're halfway through the day, what do you usually do to stay focused or keep your energy up?
Midday is tricky for me. Around lunchtime, I always feel a bit tired, so I try to take a short break to refresh my mind. Usually, I step away from my laptop, maybe walk around, stretch my back, or drink a glass of water. It really helps me get back into the right mindset.
That's smart. I think changing your environment for a minute helps a lot. When I stay in the same place for too long, I start losing focus. So I sometimes switch to another room or even a cafe if I need new energy.
Exactly. And change of scenery can make a big difference. And sometimes during lunch, I like to listen to something light, maybe a podcast or a funny video, just to lift my mood a bit.
Do you usually eat lunch at home or outside?
It depends. If I'm busy, I grab something quick at home. But on days when I'm more relaxed, I go out and get a sandwich or a salad. I try not to eat anything too heavy because then I feel sleepy and it's harder to stay productive.
I know that feeling. Sometimes after lunch, I feel like I could fall asleep right on my desk. That's when I try to drink some water and walk a bit to wake up again.
Yeah, the afternoon crash is real. And honestly, that's why I try to space out my tasks. If I have something really difficult, I do it earlier in the day when my brain is sharp.
Speaking of tasks, do you think routines help with time management?
Definitely. When I follow my routine, even loosely, I feel more organized. It gives me a structure to fall back on, so even when the day gets crazy, I don't feel completely lost.
Same here. Sometimes I don't follow it perfectly, but just having a plan helps me stay grounded.
Exactly. And you don't need to follow it 100%. Just knowing what you want to do keeps the day moving smoothly.
Let's talk about evenings, because I think evening routines are just as important. What do you usually do after finishing work?
Evenings are my favorite part of the day. When I finish work, I like to wind down slowly. First, I clean my desk and close all my tabs so the space feels calm. Then I might cook something simple for dinner. Cooking actually helps me relax. It's almost like a little break from everything.
That sounds nice. For me, evenings are when I try to switch off from work completely. If I don't, I'll start thinking about all the things I didn't finish, and I'll get stressed before bed.
Oh, I have that problem too. That's why I try to set boundaries, like no checking emails after 7 p.m. It's hard, but it saves my mental health.
Do you watch something in the evening? Like a show or YouTube?
Yeah, usually I do. I like watching something light, comedies, travel videos, or even cooking shows. It helps me switch my brain into relaxation mode.
Same here. I watch something funny while I eat dinner. It helps me unwind. But after that, I try not to watch too much, because if I sit for hours, I get too lazy to do anything else.
Exactly. And time passes so fast when you're watching videos. Suddenly it's midnight and you're like, what just happened?
Do you have a night routine, like to help you sleep better?
Yes, I actually do. Before bed, I try to stay away from my phone. I make tea, maybe chamomile, and I read a few pages of a book. It helps me wind down and prepare my mind for sleep.
That's nice. Reading before bed is something I want to get into. Usually, I just listen to calm music or a slow podcast, something soft that helps me relax.
That works too. Anything that tells your brain, hey, it's time to slow down, is great.
Tom, I'm curious. Do you ever look back at your whole day and think about what went well or what you want to change?
Yes, actually. Sometimes before going to bed, I reflect on my day. I think about what I managed to do, what I'm proud of, and what I'd like to improve the next day. It's not like a big ritual, but it helps me understand my habits better.
That's a really useful habit. I think when we reflect like that, we slowly build up better routines. It's like small steps that help us become more aware of how we spend our time.
Exactly. And it also helps me reduce stress, because instead of thinking, I didn't do enough, I think, okay, I did something, and tomorrow I'll try again.
Very healthy mindset. Routines shouldn't make us feel trapped. They should support us. People often think routines are strict schedules, but actually, they're more like gentle guides.
Yes, and everyone has a different style. Some people like very detailed routines, while others prefer something flexible. There's no single right way to do it.
Do you ever try new habits, like adding something small to your routine?
All the time. Recently, I've been trying to fit in a short walk after dinner. Nothing crazy, just 10 or 15 minutes. It helps my digestion and also clears my mind before the evening ends.
That sounds really nice. I think walking is one of the easiest habits to add. It doesn't require equipment and you can do it anywhere.
Right. And sometimes during the walk, I think through things that happened during the day. It's like a mini therapy session.
Do you ever prepare things for the next morning at night?
Sometimes, when I'm feeling organized, I lay out my clothes, pack my bag, and make sure the kitchen is clean. The next morning feels so much smoother when I do that.
Yes, it's like giving a gift to your future self.
Totally. And on days when I don't prepare anything, the morning is usually more chaotic. I run around trying to figure out what to wear or what to eat.
Been there, done that. Preparation really makes a difference.
Do you think routines change depending on your mood?
Definitely. If I'm tired or stressed, my routine becomes much simpler. I cut out anything extra and just focus on the basics: waking up, eating, finishing my job. Other days, when I'm full of energy, I do more: exercise, cleaning, organizing.
Exactly. Routines should be flexible. Life isn't the same every day, so routines shouldn't be either.
Do you ever feel bored with your routine?
Yes. Sometimes I get tired of doing the same thing. That's when I try to mix things up. Maybe I go to a different cafe, try a new breakfast, or change the order of my tasks.
Good idea. Small changes can make a big difference.
What about you? Do you get bored?
Sometimes, yes, but I try to remind myself that routine is not supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to help me function. And if it becomes boring, I just add something new. So, Tom, now that we've talked about mornings, midday, and evenings, I want to ask you, how do you usually end your day on a good note? Do you have a routine to wrap up the day?
Yes, I do. I usually take a shower, put on comfortable clothes, and make a light snack or tea. Then I sit down and reflect on the day. Maybe write down a few notes about what went well and what I want to improve. It helps me feel calm before bed.
That's nice. I do something similar. I sometimes light a candle, make a cup of tea, and just listen to some soft music. It helps me switch off from all the stress of the day.
Exactly. That little routine signals to your brain that the day is ending and it's time to relax. Without it, sometimes I feel restless in bed and can't sleep.
Do you ever prepare things for the next morning at night?
Yes, definitely. I like to lay out my clothes, prepare my bag, and sometimes even plan breakfast. That way, when I wake up, I don't have to rush through everything.
I do that too. It really helps the morning feel easier and less stressful. I also try to write down the main tasks for tomorrow, so I'm not thinking about them in bed. By the way, do you ever feel like routines make your life boring?
Sometimes, yes, but I see routines as a support system, not a restriction. And if I ever feel bored, I mix things up a little, like trying a new route for a walk, listening to a different podcast, or making a new breakfast recipe.
That's smart. Small changes really break the monotony without disturbing the overall structure of the day. Do you think weekends should have a routine too? Or is it better to just go with the flow?
I think a balance works best. Some structure is helpful, but weekends are also for relaxing. I usually have a few fixed activities like catching up on emails, going for a run, or visiting family, and then I leave the rest open.
Same here. For example, I like to sleep in, have a longer breakfast, maybe go for a coffee with friends, but I don't schedule everything. It's nice to just see where the day takes me sometimes.
Exactly. And weekends are also a time to try new things, like a hobby, cooking a new recipe, or just exploring the city.
I agree. For example, I sometimes take a day to walk around the city, look at shop windows, or even just sit in the park. It's relaxing, and I feel like I'm recharging my batteries for the week ahead. And for me, weekends are perfect for catching up with friends or family. Sometimes we have a long lunch, sometimes just a coffee. Social connections are important too, not just routines.
Yes, social time is part of a healthy routine, even if it's not scheduled. It makes the week feel balanced.
Speaking of balance, do you feel like routines help you stay motivated during the week?
Absolutely. Having a plan, even a flexible one, helps me start the day with purpose. It's like saying to myself, I know what I want to do today, and I can handle it.
Yes, and routines also help me avoid wasting time. Instead of wondering what to do next, I have a simple sequence I can follow through with. Let's talk about small habits that make a big difference. For example, I always try to drink water first thing in the morning, make the bed, and stretch a little. Small things, but they make my day feel more productive.
I do something similar. I also try to review my goals for the week during the morning. It gives me direction and makes me feel like I'm in control of my day.
And at night, habits like reading, reflecting, or preparing for tomorrow really help. Without them, I feel like I leave my day unfinished.
Exactly. And these little habits don't take much time, but they improve the quality of life a lot. It's amazing how a small sequence can change your mood.
Tom, if you could give one piece of advice to our listeners about routines, what would it be?
I'd say don't be too strict and don't aim for perfection. Just pick a few habits that matter most, stick with them, and adapt when you need to. Routines are tools, not rules.
Yes, and I'd also add, start small, maybe just one or two things, and gradually build up. Over time, these little actions become natural and help you feel more organized and calm.
And remember, routines are not just about productivity, they're about mental health, energy, and balance. You want to feel good, not stressed.
Exactly. It's all about creating a rhythm that works for you. And don't forget to have fun along the way.
So, to all our listeners, think about your routines, morning, midday, evening. Which habits help you the most? Which ones could you add or change to feel better?
Yes, and maybe write them down in English. It's a good way to practice your vocabulary and also reflect on your day.
Absolutely. Little by little, you can build a routine that supports your life, not controls it.
Well, Tom, this has been such a long but fun conversation about routines, habits, and daily life. I think we could have talked for hours more.
Definitely. And I hope our listeners found some useful tips to improve their routines and maybe add some small habits that make a big difference.
Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Start small, be consistent, and allow yourself to adapt.
Exactly. And the most important thing, don't forget to enjoy your day. Every part of it, even the little routines.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Yes, thank you. And remember, take care of your routines, and your routines will take care of you.
Have a wonderful day and see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Stay happy and organized.